Yo, what's good? It's Boydie Reviews, and 2020 has literally finished, and 2020 gave us a lot of brand new shows that I pretty much really enjoyed and had a ball watching. But it also gave us a lot of brand new OPs as well. So I decided let's rank all my favorite OPs that came out in 2020 from the worst to the best. For this to count, all the OPs have to have been released in 2020. And I'll include shows that are still ongoing, but the OPs did come out in 2020 and I have watched as well. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Number 10. Boruto Naruto Next Generation's Opening 7 Hajimate Kui Takamatuku by Sabo Master. I'm sorry I butchered that title, but this OP came out this year on April 5th, 2020. It was released. And let's talk about the pros of this OP. The budget is so high on this. Like, you can really see where the money went onto. Like, there's a lot of cool fight sequences with Boruto and his friends battling against the Kara organization. Um, and there's just a lot of cool lighting shots. We see Kawaki, and I love the opening sequence with Kawaki basically rising his hand, and you have the destruction of the Hidden Leaf Village stone statues, which is kind of a big foreshadowing to the future, and it's kind of a callback to episode one's mini time skip flash forward. And it's kind of a little nostalgic because it has a lot of like imagery that kind of calls back to like the opening five where Sasuke goes to Orochimaru and Naruto and the gang have to rescue him. That whole OP is very, it kind of reminds me of that. I kind of slightly prefer this song a little bit more over that OP, but yeah, the budget's really cool and high. Um, the only thing I didn't like about this OP is that I feel like the song is kind of a bit of a dole. It's kind of a bit mellow, and I would have expected more of an intense rock song. Like, I realized the screaming pain, hearing loud in my brain. Like, that song from Naruto Shippuden was epic, and I would have loved that type of song in this OP. I think it would have matched the vibe and the whole theme of this Kara arc, in my opinion, my dudes. But yeah, it is at last place. Number 9, we've got Black Clover Opening 12, Everlasting Shine by Tomorrow X Tomorrow. Now, this OP is at number 8 because I prefer it a lot more than Opening 11 because the song is a lot better. It's so much more groovier. It kind of fits with music of nowadays, and man, like the budget on this, like I love the Black Clover OPs, but this one looks very different. Like, I love the 3D animations of the flags in the opening bit. I love Asta doing the press ups, and it's meant for the this anime only arc where Asta, Yuno, and all the guys are basically training in the 6 month um before the big time skip that happens. I just kind of like this OP because it's very beautiful. It's got a lot of action in, but obviously, it's obviously showing people training, and it's just so adorable. I love the sequence of Yuno and Asta running through the field and growing up. It's so wholesome, and it just hits the feels, man. And then they kind of turn into these weird beams of light, which kind of correlates to like how they looked when they were fighting against the devil guy. But this theme is just such a beautiful, wholesome OP. It is really groovy, man. Go check it out. Number 8, we have got Black Clover Opening 11 Stories by Snowmen. This opening is just slightly better over the first one because even though the opening 12 had a much better visual look, this one has a much better song, and I feel like the song definitely just pumps you up. I mean, it's really upbeat and rocky, but it also has a slightly mellow vibe because it is kind of heading towards the end of this battle arc and it's preparing for the next new arc. I love a lot of these sequences with like the flags in the beginning and standing up. We see all our main characters doing their thing. But I will admit there's a lot of still shots and it doesn't look as pretty looking compared to opening 12 per se, but that song slaps, dude. That song is just, it's too good to ignore, and I feel like that's why I prefer this OP. Go check it out. Number 7, we have got the God of High School opening Contradiction by Tsukuki featuring Tyler Carter. This OP hits. Like, I have never seen such a creative looking opening than this one. Like, man, like in the first 10 seconds, it gets you in. Like, the motion graphics and the colors are just so bright and vibrant. And I just kind of love how, like, after we see the logo, we just get like this nice, cool, calming, like, transitioning to like the daytime. And like, we just see background shots of like the sky, and then the main characters show. It's just such a perfectly paced opening, you know? And damn, it's just, it just has so much going on. Like, we see the characters fighting. There's a lot of cool animation techniques, and it's very different. It's very like the colors are different to the actual show. It's very vibrant and very neon looking, and it just sucks you in. It leaves you wanting so much more, and it just gets you so hyped for the show. And it's just possibly one of the best paced anime OPs of this year. The song is also pretty up and energetic. But the reason why it is pretty low on my list is because I'm not a fan of this type of music and this sort of dubstep. I like some of the more chorus moments, some of the more like wordy moments of this song, but when it gets to the dubstep, it kind of puts me off a little bit. It's a little bit too in the club, and yeah, it doesn't do it for me, to be honest with you, but it's still such a cool OP. Go check it out. Number 6, Tower of God, Top by Stray Kids. Now, this song is much better than the God of High School one. Like, I love the beat, I love the little rap in between. The song reminds me of a Fall Out Boy song or Panic at a Disco song. It has similar vibes to High Hopes, the song, and I flipping love that song. And I like how vague this opening is, because it doesn't show you too much of the plot or what's happening. It just shows you the main character just kind of like just showing you what he's thinking and what he's feeling. It doesn't show you any other characters but this character. That's it. I love how it's just kind of keeping the entire show secret. Like, it the song is epic, and it keeps you hyped, and it has a lot of cool little moment sequences, but it doesn't hold too long on specific shots. It cuts to the credits at times, so it can allow so the audience can savor the actual episodes than the actual song. Again, the visuals could be a little bit cooler, but I feel like it works for the show that we're gonna get. And it kind of leads on to the next opening, which does a similar thing, and that's number 5, Attack on Titan Season 4, opening My War. Now, this song is a bull to watch. Like, this opening is pretty different to your usual Attack on Titan songs. Usually you get your big anthems like Sasageo or any of the other songs, and it's always this like anthem with the Survey Corps running into battle. The only time we never got that was season 3 part 1, which was just kind of a more mellow song with Eren and his friends being kids. But this song, we don't even see a single main character until the end with hardened shelled Eren. But it's just pretty much a lot of explosions, and yeah, it has a very creepy, ominous song, but it is still pretty upbeat, and it has a lot of cool. It's a very nicely paced out song. I like the song, but the visuals, I like how there's just not much going for it. It's just a lot of colorful explosions that's happening. But the reason why they have done that is because I feel like they want to, one, avoid spoilers. Two, they want to save the animation for the show. They don't want the audience to actually look at the opening, because usually with anime, the openings do tend to look better than the actual show. But with this one, we don't even see any characters. It's just explosions exploding everywhere. And even when we see characters, they're kind of grayed out, and they kind of look like storyboard cutouts, to be honest with you. They don't look finished or fully rendered, but I feel like that was the whole goal of it, you know. There's a lot of interesting cool foreshadowing, and I do love the raindrop sequence towards the end. It's pretty cool. And obviously the last little chorus, which says monster, definitely foreshadows to who the monster is. But yeah, I love this opening. Not the best Attack on Titan opening, but one of my favorites of this year. Number 4, we've got Sword Art Online, Alicization, War of the Underworld, opening 2. Titled called Anima by Riona. Oh man, what a good opening this is, man. The song and the visuals just complement one another so damn well. Like, I kind of love how they have like all the flashbacks to like past sequences and all that lot, and it's just such a wonderful OP. We see a lot of our favorite characters. It hypes you up, doesn't show you too much of what's going to happen in this story arc, but it gives you enough for you to crave more. Kirito transformation looks so cool in this opening, and it's just we see a lot of fighting and battles. Maybe a bit too much spoilers towards the end, but man, like there's so much cool colors and just animation sequences, and it's just moving so much, and it's just a wonderful sequence to look at. And I love the scene where we see like all the fighters, and then it just kind of cuts to them like kind of like transitioning to them like falling down for some reason. I love that scene. It was so cool. And the reason why this is only at number 4 is because the other ones I like just a little bit more than this one. There's nothing I hate about this OP, so let's go on to number 3, and it is Black Clover Opening 10, Black Catcher by Rico Blanca. Now, the reason why this theme was ranked higher than the Sword Art Online theme is because of, man, this is definitely the most realistic looking anime opening I've ever seen. Like, dude, look at the rain sequences. Look at the reflection on the characters. Like, I love how they used black and white, and just how the only colors we see are the red of the eyes of the devil. And the pacing is just great, you know. I just love the way this opening looks. It's gorgeous to look at. The song also slaps hard. Like, the song is so good, and it's done by the same band who sung the song Black Rover, which is such a great, epic, hyperactive song. And this song, it does it justice as well. It's a little bit more laid back over Black Rover, but it's still action packed. It still has a lot of cool shots and a lot of cool scenes, and it's an opening for you to just watch and just experience, my dudes and dudettes. Now, number 2, we have got My Hero Academia Season 4 Opening 7, Star Maker by Kanaboom. Now, this opening isn't the best in terms of visuals. I mean, it does have a lot of nice, cool sequences. I love the scene with Jiro writing, and then you see the pages kind of flicker. That's a really cool sequence. And you have the apple candy chase sequence towards the end, which is fun. But apart from those sequences, it's kind of just normal still shots with the characters just kind of preparing for the festival and concert arc towards the end of the season, which is a pretty fun little arc. But yeah, it's no action at all. It's just Jiro just kind of running around writing songs and cool colors and all that lot. But yeah, the reason why I like this opening is because the song is so catchy. It's so upbeat. It's so, dude, the song is in your head, and you just can't hate this song. It's just such a fun song to listen to, and the song works for the visuals. It has a very cartoony aesthetic at times, which I really did like, and it's very different to any of the other openings in this list because a lot of them are a little bit more action packed, a little bit darker. But this one I just loved for the song and just for the more laid back visuals, and it's just a fun song for me to watch. And I've played this song over and over and over again throughout the past year, and it's just such a fun song. But number 1, without a doubt, like this opening, damn, when I heard it the first time, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna love this show and I'm gonna love this opening. And at number 1 is the Jujutsu Kaisen opening, Kai Kai Kitan by Eve. Oh man, yeah, I love this opening. I just love it so much. This is basically an opening which, I wish most anime OPs took this OP and just used it as like a foundation to make cool OPs, because this is how you do an opening right. You have a cool song in the sequence, and I like how it's kind of like a little story where it kind of has the main character Itadori just sitting on the train, just kind of like dozing, and then it kind of ends with him dozing, being on the same train. In between, you have all like the action that's been happening and all that jazz. And the reason why I kind of like this is because it kind of symbolizes him like when he's kind of like dozing and kind of like sleeping. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of spoiler alert in episode 1 when a specific character that Itadori is close to dies, and he kind of like closes his eyes and he kind of like sleeps in a way. And I kind of like how that character tells Itadori to, before he grows old and dies, try and make as many friends as you can, make as many bonds as you can, so you don't have to die alone. And I kind of liked how in between Itadori kind of like dozing off in the train and then it ending with him dozing in the train, we have all of his friends and all the people he's gonna come into contact with throughout the entire show. And I just flipping love that. My favorite scene is definitely the one with Gojo just kind of standing on this like rooftop, and then you have the camera kind of spinning in 3D, and then his hair looks so fluid. It's probably the most fluid looking anime scene I've ever seen. I don't know how they animated it. I don't know if it's 3D, it might be, but damn, that looks so cool. There's a lot of really nice sequences, but we don't really get into the action until the chorus, and that's when the song really starts to kick up, and we see all the characters just kind of like, they don't fight one another, we don't see them, we just kind of see like their kind of like power stances and like their abilities, but we don't see them fighting one another, which I thought Mappa did a really good job, because they're saving the fights for the actual show. They're showing the characters' abilities without actually ruining it or spoiling it in the OP. That is how you do an opening. You set it up, you have a lot of cool sequences, but you don't show them actually fighting per se. You just show a lot of cool moments that are just very vague, but they give a lot for the viewer to enjoy, my dude. Which is why Jujutsu Kaisen Opening 1 is at the top spot. But tell me in the comments down below what your favorite OP of this year was. It's just my little opinion. But like this video, subscribe for more anime and manga reactions. Also check out my top 30 anime I watched in 2020 video essay that I did yesterday. It's a real fun video to watch. But with that said, thank you for watching, and as always, Boarded Reviews signing out.